Hi, I'm Fakhro, owner of Seef Business Center and a couple of other projects. Well, I came out of college with no idea what I was going to do, but I knew that I wasn't going to be anyone's employee. I always had some problem with authority, if you will. So, me and my best friend started up a company, a marketing company. We failed miserably, and then we started an IT company. We failed miserably again, and then we went to Qatar with a better idea of what we wanted to do, and we started a telecom consultancy, and we we got a couple of very good projects, multi-million contracts, and we managed a $60 million contract, and that was, my success story. I got into the stock market, I got into land, I got into real estate, and then I came back to Bahrain. And I did some developments. One of them is Seef Business Center, which is where you guys are at. I started up a real estate company. And then I had the time and the luxury to start up pet projects like inventions. So I invented a wash basin called Wudu. I had a couple of failed inventions also because I went with the wrong company, which is another lesson that I learned. And now I have Puffy, my latest invention, and it smells good. I think it's going to be great, and we're going to find out. But definitely what got me to this point wasn't just hard work. There was a lot of luck, and there was a lot of failures along the way, and some successes. So I take the success and I learn from my failures, and I think that's basically the recipe to my success. Puffy came about when I was in the US. I was living with my wife and her family. We were there for treatment, and being the only guy, I carried all the groceries and all the shopping every day, every single day. It was I was the mule. So one day I decided I needed to get something like a cart or some sort of something to pull all the stuff. So it was either like a bag, a travel bag, or one of those big foldable carts. But that would then take up too much space in my trunk. So I started thinking about a better way to do it, and I was hoping I could find something small that would expand to a larger size. And I couldn't find anything, and it didn't make sense that nothing like that existed. So I started drawing it. It looked good. I worked on a prototype which took about 2 weeks whenever I had time in between work and treatment. And when it opened up, it made a lot of sense to me. So I went on to the next prototype, and the second one was even more beautiful than the first. So I said, okay, fine, I think it's great, but let me see what people think. And when you usually ask people, they'll tell you, wow, great, fantastic, amazing, but that doesn't mean anything until they buy it or until they put their money where their mouth is. So I said, let me put a Kickstarter campaign out there and really see what people think. And it became a monster with a life of its own, and it went viral, and I got 41 supporters that gave me £14,000, and that's more than I asked for. So they gave me the confidence to go on. Now obviously the project is going to cost more than that. It's going to be about double the amount that I got through Kickstarter. But it doesn't matter because I have people's acceptance. And the project isn't just for Bahrain, because in Bahrain everyone has a car and a garage, and their homes are close. It's for cities like New York and London and Paris, where people live in apartments and they have to park underground and they have to walk a long distance. Obviously India, with huge populations. And it's not meant to be an expensive product, it's meant to be a product for the people. So the design is very simple, and we reached a great stage right now because we have the final design, well, what I hope is the final design, and we're cutting aluminium pieces by a CNC machine, and we're going to assemble them in about a week or two, and I'm actually going to be able to feel the first puffy of the line. Wudu was a wash basin for ablution. I'll show you pictures now. And it was a very tough project, and I learned a lot with it. I went to a huge manufacturer in UAE, and they told me it couldn't be done. To make a very long story short, I ended up going to Oman Ceramics. We designed it, we bought it back. It was a great success. We got it in about 60 mosques and old men's home. We had it supported by Viva, and we spread it. I left Bahrain for about 8 months, and I came back. Now I started the project in 2011, I believe. When it started traction the first time, I got sick myself. I got cancer, and I went to Germany, and I was out for about a year. Came back, picked it up, started it again, and then my wife got sick. And then I went to the US, and I just got back again. Now I got back, and if I'm not here, nothing happens. So I'm not sure if I want to go back and pick it up for a third time, or if I want to focus on Puffy and something else. So it's in the air right now. Whatever stock we got, we sold out. I have to go back for another order. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. Now, as you said, necessity is the mother of invention. It's not like I woke up and said, I'm going to start inventing. It's not like that. And a lot of guys come over, we're drinking tea or playing cards or whatever, and they're like, I wish I can think of something and make $1 million, you know? But it's not like that. It's not like you can sit and think of something. It just happens in your daily life. The first one, I had a back problem, and I was trying to wash my feet, and I couldn't reach the wash basin. And that's when I thought of a pedestal. And Puffy was the same. And it's hard to start up a company, and I think it's 10 times harder to start up a product. Like, a product is very, very tough. And I haven't reached even close to where I want to reach as far as success and sales. To me, it's all about phased successes. So my first success is actually thinking of it. Second success is having a prototype. Third success is manufacturing it, as in the wash basin. Then to me, success was having one person like it. After that, it was actually having it in one place. After that, having it in 10 places, and so on and so forth. To me, when I first thought of it, I just wanted to see it in one place. And I thought if that would happen and I can change somebody's life, it would be great. So now people that use it in Harak, for example, I see them sometimes, and they're like, we remember you every single time we use a wash basin, you know? And the old folks' homes, I went to visit them, and I sat with the old people. And they say, you did this? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, thank you so much. I really changed their life. So I can't believe that I actually changed someone's life for the better. So to me, that's the biggest success. Now, my grandfather was a trader, and he was in Qatar, and he was a huge trader. He used to loan the Qatari government money. He was called Nus al-Dunya, which means half the world. Now, people think that he was called that because of his money and wealth, and it wasn't. It was because of his knowledge. So I think knowledge and studying and trying to be the best person that you can is more important than anything else in any business. He came back to Bahrain and he lost all his wealth. So people think that we inherited a lot of money and all of that, and it's absolutely not true. I built myself and I worked from scratch, and it was hard. So sometimes it's easy to follow the beaten path and to trade in things and to you can sell bricks, or you can sell food, or you can sell whatever, and that's not easy as well. I think the most important thing is to enjoy what you do, and I wake up every day looking forward to what I'm going to do, and that is really the biggest success that I have. After I was sick the first time, I was in bed and I was reading the newspapers and the magazines and seeing all what the Bahrain was going through. This is 2011 and 2012, and I felt very frustrated. So I promised myself, as soon as I'm done with this cancer, I'm gonna get out of bed and I'm gonna build Bahrain as much as I can. So I started writing and I started talking to people, and I worked with the Injaz, and I worked with BTW, and I worked with the IKNS, and I worked with Tamkeen, and I think every single organization that's out there, I'm involved with them. And I believe that we have to empower the youth. Without them, there's no future. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to introduce coding into schools, and then hopefully we can push it into the public sector. Because if we want to be a real DC hub, we need to have people that speak the language. We need geeks and we need nerds, and we need a lot of them. So the idea is to have something that attracts them. What are we going to do? We're going to have something called Game Bahrain. Well, that's the idea anyway. And we're going to have students from two schools go head to head in a programming a program off, if you will. Like we're going to give them a platform, and they have to create game characters that fight against each other. And the winner gets like an Xbox or a PlayStation or whatever. Now the point is, it's exciting because you get to fight against another school, and you get to fight with a PC or a game character. And once that's done, they've learned some sort of coding, and then we can transition that and spin it off into something bigger and better. And hopefully we can be part of Hisham Jodar's annual summer thing that they have here in Bahrain. We want to be part of that. Bahrain's always been, like a hub of civilizations. So since, at least 300-400 years ago, we've had, Persians, Indians, people from all around the region. They come and they trade, and some end up settling in Bahrain, and some end up leaving. But what we were left with was an eclectic mix of people who are smart and dynamic and international. Bahrain has something that the rest of the GCCs do not have. We have open-mindedness, we have tolerance, we have, to a certain degree, peace. And I think you need to have, a culture of belief, most importantly. Bahrain's always been known, along with Kuwait, as the thinkers and the most dynamic people in the GCC. Now Kuwait has started lagging a little bit in this because of their political issues, and Bahrain has always been known for its youth and youth power. People love to come from Saudi and from Dubai and from just to visit. And if you look at the amount of restaurants and cupcakes and abayas and different projects that keep coming up, food trucks, we have every day something new coming up and something cool and fun to go to. And I think that's the beginning of it. We have our government support, we have BTW, we have Tamkeen, we have EDB. It's coming together slowly but surely. And I see Bahrain in 5 to 10 years as definitely being the place to invest in the GCC, not only because of our culture and our youth, but also because of our location. We still haven't lost it. What we've had for the last 500 years, it's still here. We're the doorway, to Asia and Europe. And most importantly, after the wars in the region, stability we lost Egypt, we lost Iraq, we lost Syria, and we've lost Libya. All the culture and the art and the IT and the technology and the stability and the policies have come to the GCC. So, like it or not, we're going to have it on our shoulders, and we better build it good. My message to the youth of Bahrain: just never give up. Whatever you do, whatever you believe in, go for it. Listen to the market. The market will never lie to you. And ignore what anyone says to you, and I mean anyone. Parents, friends, colleagues, whatever. If you believe in your idea, you go for it. But just listen to the market.